And that brings us to our Dr. Pepper Quest for the Coaches Trophy featured matchup, and it has to be the Hogs and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Arkansas proved a major point winning on the road with this toss from Ryan Mallett to Greg Childs. Mallett's first road win as a starting quarterback as an Arkansas Razorback on the road in the SEC. Now he's at home against the #1 team of the nation. Remember the preseason talk? Is Arkansas for real? Can they contend in the SEC West? It comes down to this game many people are billing as the most important home game for Arkansas in quite some time. But why is this a not-so-good time to catch the Alabama Crimson Tide, if there's any good time to really catch them?
Well, there's never a really good time to catch Alabama and the Crimson Tide, but Trent Richardson's enough, and he's shown that he can carry a load. But welcome back, Mark Ingram. I mean, look at this guy. I mean, no hesitancy. I mean, you think about having surgery a couple weeks ago, and he still stuck that foot in the ground, made some great cuts. So now you got both headed running backs back. And guess what? You also got Marcell Dareus. He was suspended for the first 2 games. So arguably the best 2 players on Alabama's team comes back, and now you have to face them both.
Dareus is more important than 22. I know that sounds odd, but he is. And I think that's where the difference is going to come for Arkansas is the Hogs up front for the Hogs had better buckle up, because the front 7 for Alabama will determine the outcome of this game in my mind, because it will affect the back end in the secondary for Alabama with so much youth in the secondary. Whether it's Dante Hightower, Marcell Dareus, the looks, the pressures, the blitzes, that's what's going to get you. So if you're Ryan Mallett and you look at last week right here, you see the shot he took, which was absolutely outstanding, really exposing a cover 2 that was not executed well. Look at the player to your left, that's the corner, that's Sanders Cummings. He should sink with this vertical route. Instead, he jumps the out route. So now the safety doesn't have enough time to get over the top, leaves a huge void down the sideline for Ryan Mallett, who keys it nicely. But now look at the pressure up front. From the tackle position, then the linebacker late, gets in the face of Robert Bolden. Robert Bolden throws the ball up for grabs, results in a turnover. Pressure bursts the pipe, folks. And if you can get people with Alabama's pressure up against Penn State here in Robert Bolden, now against a veteran, experienced quarterback in Ryan Mallett, he's going to have to make accurate throws versus tight coverage with people in his face for the first time this season.
And Alabama not sacking the quarterback a lot, but they're disrupting him. They're getting pressure on him. And last year, Mark Ingram, this was one of his worst games of the year. He only had 50 yards rushing, less than 3 yards a carry. So he's going to be upset and ready to roll, too.
And when you look at this list of quarterbacks the Bama defense has faced so far, definitely a step up against Ryan Mallett.
Yeah.
But they've seen them before. Just 1 year ago in T-Town, they go up against Ryan Mallett, and they hold the big old 6'7" quarterback to less than 50% passing. Yep. Talked a lot in the offseason as well about Arkansas trying to get back to that offense that Petrino absolutely loved at Louisville. Bruising running backs to set the tone. We haven't seen that so far through 3 games this year. What does that mean when they're going up against Bama?
Well, I mean, it's so important to stay balanced. You think about Nick Saban, you think about Kirby Smart. They do such a great job. If you get one-dimensional, they're going to know exactly where to bring heat from. But you know about this cat. He can sling it all over the field. You've seen him do it time and time again. But how about the inability to rush the football? This is a 6-man front for Georgia. 6-man. You remember what Marcus Latimer did a week ago against Georgia? I mean, now you look at this. They've got to be able to get positive plays. There's a 1-yard loss. You look at it again. 6 men in the box, a 3-4 defense that you're going to see. Justin Houston comes in there and tackles him for a 3-yard loss. Alabama will do it with a 5-man box, and they can still be successful. You look at Penn State, a much better running attack than you're going to find with Arkansas, and Alabama does it with 5 and still makes them bounce north-south and get 3 or 4 yards. So they've got to stay balanced to give Mallett a chance.
Any concern with the young secondary for Alabama?
Well, yeah, there's concern. You know, you've got Daquan Menzie, the junior college transfer. DeMarcus Miller didn't start last week because of an illness. He had started previously, but Drake Kirkpatrick gets his first turnover through the air last week. I think they're going to be fine because the front's going to be good.
Brutal schedule.
Yeah.
But then again, it is Alabama. If there's a team out there that perhaps could survive, they've been there, done that before.
Woo! 9, 10, 12, back-to-back-to-back. It's a pretty good stretch.
Hey, it's Bama, though. It's what you get when you're #1. Alabama, Arkansas. Big game. Who wins?
It ain't even close. I think Arkansas is going to get wiped up. I really think Alabama's just going to show you that they're the best team in the country.
Alabama will win this game. Close? It doesn't matter. Alabama will win this game because they're the better football team, and I think in all phases except for one, and that's Mallett. Mallett has a chance to really elevate.
Alabama looking a little scary this season as the #1 overall team in the nation. Don't want to go up against those guys.
Ryan Mallett thrust his name into the Heisman Trophy discussion. 380 yards, 3 touchdowns on the road against Georgia. Arkansas is undefeated and welcomes in #1 Alabama. Speaking of Bama, Mark Ingram made his return very memorable. 151 yards, 2 touchdowns on just 9 carries. That's 16 yards a carry, and their win over Duke. We mentioned those last 2 players are going to face off this weekend when Alabama takes on Arkansas. Top-ranked Crimson Tide, well, they're outscoring opponents by over 38 points a game through the first 3. And the Razorbacks, meanwhile, they're clicking on all cylinders behind, as we mentioned, Ryan Mallett. For more on the matchup, let's get out to the source. Chase Goodbread covers the Tide for the Tuscaloosa News. All right, Chase, Mark Ingram is back. The team looks great, but nobody's perfect. What's the biggest concern for Alabama heading to Fayetteville this weekend?
It has to be the pass defense, no question. They've got a lot of inexperience back there. They really haven't been challenged deep down the field the way Ryan Mallett will challenge them. Alabama handled Mallett pretty easily in Tuscaloosa last year. It was one of his worst games of the season, but this is a completely different defense now, and Ryan Mallett's obviously got another year of experience under his belt since then, so handling him deep down the field and handling maybe the most underappreciated wide receiver in the SEC in Greg Childs going to be a big challenge for Alabama's pass defense.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Chase. And for the Arkansas perspective, let's go down there and bring in Tom Murphy. He writes for the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. How confident are the Hogs that they can be the team that takes down the Tide this weekend in Fayetteville?
Well, I have no doubt that the Arkansas players are very confident they can make this upset happen. They're coming off of a road win. It was got them over the hump on the road. They had not been very successful there, and they're playing a lot better defense right now. The fans are really jacked up for this game. They have not beaten the #1 team in Fayetteville since they smothered Texas in 1981. But there are some concerns. The Razorbacks did not run the ball very well last week, and as we know, Alabama has a run-stopping defense. And I think Arkansas is going to have to win the turnover battle and be able to run the ball to some success to have a chance to knock off the Crimson Tide.
Thank you very much for the local flavor. We appreciate the time, Tom.
You got it.
We know that Arkansas's offense is really good and Alabama's defense is really good. That's going to be a nice little battle. Yeah. On the other side, we know Alabama's offense is really good. I don't know about Arkansas's defense. If you're the Arkansas defensive coordinator, what are you going to game plan this week? What are you going to do other than, let's face it, not sleep and sweat a lot?
You got to stack the box. That's the only way they're going to win this game is to stop the run. They will not play against a more determined group at running the ball and more talented group at running the ball than Alabama. When you look at Mark Ingram and Trent Richardson, these guys run with intensity, passion, and determination. I spoke to Mark before the Duke game. He said, Desmond, I just want to get out there and knock the rust off. That kid not only knocked the rust off, he added a little spit shine with that performance. So this group is going to have to be physical for 4 quarters. And the thing about Alabama, once they can run the ball consistently, Jesse, what it does is it takes the crowd out the game, and it keeps Arkansas's offense on the sideline.
Des, I think this is the best Alabama offense we've seen in a very long time. And I had a chance to meet with Duke head coach David Cutcliffe Friday before that game against Alabama. He told me, you know, it used to be back in the day playing a Nick Saban team, you understood they had a superior defense to you, but if your offense is a bit better than theirs, you could survive the game, get into the 4th quarter, and then anything could happen. Well, he said those days are over because Nick Saban has built a superior offense. In a time in college football where everyone seems to be moving to spread offenses, up-tempo offenses, he said Nick Saban's been very smart. He's focused on the power, and the proof was in the pudding. 626 yards of total offense against Duke. This truly is a balanced team, and I'm curious to see how Arkansas plans to defend that.
So I guess the plan, what I'm hearing so far, is stop the Heisman Trophy winner and the other guy, and you're going to have to take your chances with Julio Jones and a quarterback who hasn't lost since the 8th grade. That's the weak part of the offense.
Preston Dial is a freak at tight end. Craig McElroy's thrown 5 interceptions. 17 starts there. Like, pick your poison.
Good luck. Great SEC battle. A top 10 team go down, a Heisman winner come back, and an unbelievable fake field goal. There is nothing better than big hits and touchdowns and all that other stuff. We've set it to music. Here are your Week 3 plays of the week.
Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please. Wow, what a game. What a finish. hesitates. Now he bursts! Michael Shaw to the house.
Taylor keeps it himself. He's off to the races down the far boundary. Nobody's going to catch Peter Martinez. He's in there for 6 points.
Going deep. Clemens is wide open. Tony with the catch. And Clemens is gone. Nifty move. And still on his feet. TJ Moe. Touchdown, Missouri. Oh, the heavens have opened for Missouri. Go for the end zone. Hartford dives for it. What a grab. Touchdown, Clemson. One of the catches of the year. Oh, my baby. Travis Cobb, far side. Touchdown. 101 yards. Foles on the swing.
There it is, a little high. Placement down, kick is on the way. He missed it left. He missed it left. And Auburn has won it in overtime.
It's a fake. Bates is going to throw. Touchdown! Michigan State wins it in overtime. The call of the year.
Great way to start the week. JP, Dez, I'm EK. Thanks for being with us. See you soon.